Did you ever want to retire early while spending your entire life saving some Bitcoin? Well, this is not the video for you. This is about a man in a course. A man called Ryan Scribner. Who is Ryan Scribner? A man with a goal of quitting his day job to become a YouTuber? Or just another Tai Lopez? As many of you will know, Ryan Scribner, or RS for short, is a YouTube channel that describes multiple scenarios on how to spend your money. He teaches quick financing tips that do provide important information for those starting out in life, but also at the same time providing tips on how to improve your budgeting for those ahead of life. But can Ryan Scribner be trusted? This is what we're here to find out. Ryan Scribner has very humble beginnings as a blogger on late 2016. He first made a name for himself when he made a video called Stock Market for Beginners. He later moved his channel on to focus on financing tips, therefore removing the blogs and help videos that were previously in his channel, and are now delisted from his page. As his audience grew, he would create more video content on stock trading, as well as creating an ebook which later released in mid-2017. As his channel continued to grow, he will upload less frequently, obviously to use this time to create a lecture course. That will later be the peak of his career for the year 2017. This course will become his pride and joy of his channel and the main focus of this video. This course itself is called Stock Market Mastery Course. No sarcasm was intended. The course itself consists of 18 courses and over 12 hours of content. And the main focus of the course is mainly grasping the concept of being able to define the different type of trading opportunities there are, not to be confused with trading options, which is something wildly different and not recommended by Ryan Scribner himself. At the beginning of the course, he goes on to describe the importance of having a well-balanced account, then goes on to talk about what the stock market is, and the different types of brokers and accounts you can afford. At the same time, covering different variations of word usage when beginning to trade. But failed to let you know that the different variations of word usage varies from broker to broker, from platform to platform. Later modules here remind you the importance of having financial goals. But he does go into depth as to what is important to consider as an essential item to your life routine. Also covering about stocks and bonds and indexes and how important they are. At the beginning of the course, he does cover the fundamentals, something that must have been extensively covered in your high school econ class. He does, however, put a lot of emphasis on things he strongly believes. For example, compound interest. He dedicates an entire module to that topic, something that must have been covered by your calculus class for attentive students. Even though he talks and claims that he does not know a lot about technical stock analysis, he does have a separate module for it. There is no deep lecture. It's fairly basic, and he does seem confused from time to time when it comes to pointing out his ideas and explaining the terminology of each situation. This module is where I had the most difficulties understanding his perspective, and judging by his Facebook group, it seems I am not alone. He does have a bonus course which features Ryan from Intelligent Investor. Even though Ryan does sometimes go off topic, he does have a strong feelings towards covering the fundamentals. Halfway through the course, he starts going into detail about obtaining information on companies and how important it is to be updated on quarterly reports. Later on, you will see him go back to the basics and be more in depth on topics and the way of thinking. He will touch on what industry and sectors are and the difference and how to approach them. The index section of his course is kind of bland. No new information, only the basics that can be found on his YouTube channel and other YouTube videos. As you go on halfway through the course, you'll notice a pattern that Ryan does do a lot of rambling. Even when he has pointers on screen, and when he tends to oversimplify things, the rambling does at times make it difficult to focus on the topic. Like before, Ryan covers the basics on what corporations can do and cannot do. Also, a special lecture that there is the investment tax module, which is simple but failed to mention that the course is deductible depending on your circumstances. If you are a business owner, there is an exception as a tax deductible course. After mentioning it to him, he seemed to not make a change. But can't blame him, since it is his course and he is responsible for the direction of his course and his own actions. But could have been solved by simply Googling the question. Nevertheless, the best part of the module, I believe, is where he gives charts for every budget and risk tolerance portfolio you can imagine. He breaks it down to specific needs on yourself depending on your age and income. He does offer a great advice when it comes to finding the right stock and gives a step-by-step process. One of the great things about the course is that he does cover a bear market, something a lot of financial educators fail to mention in their books and their courses. He explains in detail what a bear market is, how long does it last, and what options there are to make a profit in a bear market. Even though he claims to not be an expert on the topic, he does a great job covering the basic. But that is as far as you can go, just the basics. The last part of the module is the resource section he offers, which are great resources, but felt as though he could have done better in terms of providing detail as how to get into a conference call with the companies you're invested in or will be interested in investing, which is an option for most companies who are both big and small, or by Ryan's term, blue chips and growth companies. So to summarize, the course is super long, offers 17 modules, over 12 hours of content, and around 3 worksheets, all for the low price of over $800 American dollars. Which is interesting because there are a couple of Canadians that are interested in this course. To be fair with the price and Ryan himself, there are sales every now and then. You just have to keep an eye out for them. So, is this course just itself alone worth it? Simple answer, no. It's overpriced and there are plenty other options out there like audiobooks that cover all this for less than $50 with the book included. Will I recommend the course? Yes. And the only reason I say this is because if you buy the course, you get access to something very, very important. Ryan Scribner's knowledge. To clarify, you get access to his Facebook group where he answers all your questions you have on the stock market. To be fair, there are at times when he does not know the answer when it comes to answering international questions. But the group does offer a wide variety of people that just might have experience in that area, or at the very least offers advice as to how to obtain that information. It has a strong background of people from all over the world and of all ages. They all have strong backgrounds in a wide variety of areas. At the same time, they are offering really great tips on how to correctly open accounts. Also at the same time, giving their own opinions on just about every stock you want to know about, and sharing their failures and telling you how you can benefit from it and not make the same mistake. Ryan Scribner and the group does answer the questions fairly quickly, but the fact that he is still learning and does go into depth into other topics thus make you question his knowledge. But the great part about this is that you can ask him as many questions as you can think of, and hopefully he won't get annoyed. But if he ever fails to answer your question, you can always set up a Skype meeting and research the topic ahead of time to not waste your time or his time on simple questions. There are moments in the group that you wish he would reply to the answer, giving you more information in that topic. But if he wants to do that, there will be a lot of "I don't know" or "it's beyond my knowledge." If you are on the edge, wondering whether you should buy the course, my recommendation would be, if you want to retire in 30 or 40 years, I believe you can't go wrong with this course. There are plenty of con artists out there that just give you useless information for overpriced content. Tai Lopez. Without the offer of asking them one-on-one questions. Once again, the price is steep, but it does forces you to understand as much information as possible. In other words, it does serve as a motivator to push you into getting your money back by using the tools that Ryan has taught you. When I got the course, it did push me to learn as fast as possible so I could get my money's worth of content. It forced me to learn the tools and to master them. And I know it can do the same for you. This course is for those who need motivation to improve their lives. It is up to you to decide whether you want to take the next step for an earlier retirement. As humans, we don't always make the best decision when it comes to the future because of our human addiction to short-term success. This course isn't a short-term plan or short-term success, but a wave of information that we can consume at your own pace. Once you learn how to utilize the tools, it gives you great satisfaction of self-reliance that very few people can achieve. And for those who have achieved the X Factor, understand that the ecstasies only last for a short glimpse. But anywhere you go, you'll always have short-term success, big or small. Working for your final goals is always the hardest accomplishment in anyone's life. This isn't going to be an easy road, but at the same time, who said it was going to be easy? If you don't make a profit from your attempts, it's not because you don't know how something works. It's because you made a mistake. And for those who don't realize the potential of fundamental investing or simply turning a blind eye on simple logic. And those allowing their fears to be left unconquered. Alright, so I just want to take this time and thank everybody. Thank you for watching the video. I know it's fairly long. This is my first time doing anything like this. Hopefully I get some good reception, and shout out to Ryan. I've been in his group ever since he first started the course. So that's always a plus, and just to let you guys know. And YouTube, peace. Also, if you have any questions, just leave it down in the comments. Anything you want to know, any questions you want to know about the course, just ask me. I'll be answering them for like first 72 hours. Peace out, YouTube.